Hey, this is John Humphrey. Welcome, everybody, to the SunVia South by Southwest party. It's just beginning here, a little after 5:15 in beautiful, sunny Austin, Texas. And we're going to sit here and talk a little bit about South by. I tell you, the best memory that I have from the last few days is human beings actually talking to people. Not in a flat two-dimensional world. So it was really great. A lot of really outstanding topics from what's happening in the Metaverse to NFTs. Was very engaged with futurist thinking with Amy Webb. And it was really a lot of fun. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Tonight we're going to be with you for a few hours talking about SunVia and the launch of our new product, Protagonist.
Okay.
I know that
Awesome. Hi, everybody here and everybody that's joining us. So welcome to the SunVia Protagonist launch. So just a couple of quick logistics things. I know people online are joining and doing things. People here are joining. Lots of people are still coming. So approximately 6:15, we're going to actually start doing the demos on things. We got a few things running in here. We'll have some things running online so people can take a look and see Protagonist, but we'll give everybody a walkthrough. Also, but the fact of the matter is our entire world, our social lives for thousands of years, millennia, have been built on relationships. That's not going to change. What has changed over time is the relationship between the platforms, governments, and other structures that we use to live daily lives and how our relationships work with those. Building. And that became the end user license agreement, which is what we use today to access every one of these platforms, which, by the way, that was created to regulate and control all of our information dissemination. It gave us very specific rights, and it preserved very specific rights to the actual platform. The rights that it gave us was, did you get any rights when you clicked that button? Did anybody get, please raise your hand if you got a right by clicking that button. Okay, yeah, I don't think so. So the fact of the matter is, how is that going to work when our lives are actually digital? It's fine back in the day maybe when we needed to use a spreadsheet or we were using a one-off application, but how many people here can function without this? And that would be none.
I had somebody come up at the break and ask me about identity and why it's why it's so important to what we want to do with things like permission-based advertising and registry. And how that was going to work and why Liz was talking about decentralized autonomous associations. And the truth is, if I'm really going to give permission to a brand to market to me directly, as opposed to the way that things work today, which is aggregated data and the idea of me, not necessarily me, I have to have the identity with which to give it to somebody better. And I don't think anybody would disagree with the idea that harvested data in the metaverse isn't as valuable as data that an actual person gives to a particular brand so that they can do a one-to-one marketing with me. Now, I'm not saying that every brand knows how to do that, but that would be one example of where identity and advertising and marketing work together.
Metaverse?
So Liz.
So I like Jay Williams' definition of the metaverse. We've been doing it all along. We have a digital identity in there. We just happen to have too many of them. We have one for each of these closed ecosystems, and we need to fix that so that you really truly have an identity throughout all of these.
We actually are an infrastructure company. And so we started out thinking about how are we going to help people manage their identity? How are we going to help people manage their digital representations of their physical self, their avatars? How are we going to manage the worlds that we go to? I mean, I think we're all familiar with the fact that today we're not sure exactly where our avatars go visit and where people take our information and create outlines of ourselves that they then sell to other people who then actually market things to us that we may or may not want in the middle of our ad when we're trying to read The Atlantic or whatever it is we happen to read at home.
Difficult. And so we start with these kinds of prototypes because we're trying to visualize something that's never really been built before. And people ask all the time, why do you take resources to build these kinds of things? Well, first of all, we can give you a visual representation of how it's going to work. Second, we can get feedback in real time before a coder lays a line of code, which, trust me, saves a lot of time in a timely manner. So when you think about our development cycle, Protagonist will be out at the end of Q2 this year into Q3, so probably the July-ish, and that will be our first full product. And then that will be followed by our decentralized autonomous association, where we're storing identity. The reason we're doing that is because registry, which we haven't really talked about around digital assets, is really important. There's lots of exchanges out there. They're trading NFTs, they're trading digital assets. They have no way to really store the perfection of the interest in that asset, which if you ever go to sell that asset, you need to actually prove who owns it. And that's why it's so attached to identity. From there, we'll be doing a digital asset release towards the end of the year. So a lot coming. And so we're going to take another break here and get back to the bar, relax, ask anybody in a shirt to take their phone out and let you see versions of the demo. Hang in, folks. We'll be back in about 5 or 10 minutes. Take care.